Hey everyone, it's Izzy. Like many of you, I am stuck at home in quarantine and I'm spending a lot more time on social media and browsing the internet. Tons of people post questions about real estate and the answers they get vary from good to terrible advice. As a real estate agent, I want to make sure that any potential buyer is getting the correct information, so I thought I'd use some of my extra time to film a couple videos and answer questions from the internet. Today's topic is mortgage basics. I shot a Zoom interview the other day with a colleague of mine to go over everything from where to get started, the difference between FHA and conventional loans, and what money you really need in order to buy a house. This is the first video like this that I'm doing, so if you find any of the information helpful, please press the like button. Without further ado, let's get to the video. Hey Jennifer, thanks for joining me. Do you want to start by introducing yourself?
Sure. So I'm Jennifer Quattrone. I'm with Howard Hanna Mortgage. Been with Howard Hanna for 20 years, and I'm the loan officer, and I work with Izzy.
So for anyone that doesn't know, what is a loan officer?
I gather your information, organize the best loan product for you, and make sure that it makes it through underwriting and is clear to close.
And that's pretty much why I wanted to have you on this video, to kind of go over mortgage basics. So let's get to the questions from the internet. First-time homebuyer, where do I start? My wife and I would like to purchase our first home. We're giving ourselves a year to save the necessary money for down payment. But first we need to educate ourselves on the process.
Right. So more so than educating or saving that money, they need to talk to a loan specialist and see what loan programs they actually qualify for and how much money they actually need. So maybe in their mind they need $10,000 saved. In reality, maybe they only need 5 or 3. I think that's the most important thing. And the other thing is could be on their credit report that are not correct, or that will hinder them getting pre-approved, but that could be fixed in a short term. So their first step is talking to a loan officer and getting pre-approval and knowing exactly if they can buy now or if they need to make some adjustments to be able to buy in the future.
Okay, so say it is time to buy now. I think this is probably one of the most popular questions. Conventional or FHA? First-time homebuyer here, looking to buy in the very near future. I'm looking for more advice on whether I should choose FHA or conventional.
Mm-hmm. So, and that's why you need to talk to a loan specialist and a mortgage specialist and know exactly what you qualify for, because that might narrow it right down. Typically, if you have some money saved up and a good credit score, then conventional is the way to go. That mortgage insurance is going to be less with good credit, and it's going to be eliminated after you get 20% equity. With FHA, they are great loans for people that are short cash to close but can afford a payment. The mortgage insurance is going to be a little bit more, but will last the life of the loan. So it's different for each person. Sometimes with student loans, we can't fit you into an FHA loan, so we do go that conventional route instead. So there's all kind of different little nuances. Like what I do typically, if I talk to someone and they qualify for both programs, I show them cost sheets for both programs and let them make the decision on what works the best. We can go over the pros and cons of each one.
Okay, so you mentioned down payment. This user asks, how much money should I expect to pay in addition to down payment? I'm very new to this whole process, but for things like inspection, closing costs, etc., I use etc. because I don't know what else there is, to be honest.
Right. So first of all, you're gonna, like she mentioned, you're gonna have a home inspection, which I think is usually like 500. You probably can answer that better than me, but like around 500. You're going to have to put hand money down, which is probably going to be like 1% of the sales price, 2% of the sales price.
Mm-hmm.
So you need a few $1,000s for that. And then you're going to pay for your appraisal, which will be $450. So, you have some money up front that's going to be needed. And then for closing, so you'll have your down payment and then your closing costs. So this like probably about $1,000 worth of mortgage fees. And then you have transfer tax, which in most places is 1% of the sales price. The city of Pittsburgh, it's 2.5% of the sales price. And you have recording fees, and you have title fees. So typically, closing costs can be around $5,000 to $7,000, depending on the purchase price and everything. And then you have to pay your taxes and insurance up front. So that could be another $2,000 to $3,000. So that's typically, what, all the costs that are involved. Now there's programs. We can do seller assist, we can do closing cost assistance, we can do lender credits. There's many things out there. So if someone doesn't have the money for those closing costs, there's usually ways that we can work it out.
Okay, great. That's super important to know. And I think we covered 3 of the biggest basics: the difference between FHA and conventional, the money that you need in the beginning, and of course, where to start. So I wanted to thank you for now. We have more questions to get to, but that'll be for another video. If anyone wants to reach out to you, what's the best way to connect?
I'm always available by phone, which is 724-825-1450. And my email address is jquattrone@howardhanna.com.
So there you have it, mortgage basics. Where to start? Start by talking to a professional. If you're already in touch with a real estate agent, they're going to be the best person to connect you with a qualified, experienced, and reliable mortgage loan officer like Jennifer. That'll be the best person to guide you in the right direction. The difference between FHA and conventional, it really depends on your situation. But in general, if you have a little bit more money and a higher credit score, conventional is going to be your best bet. If you're low on down payment money, or if your credit is less than stellar, FHA is a great option to get you into your first home. And finally, there is more than just the down payment that goes into buying a home, but don't let that stop you from talking to somebody to see if you can buy your first house. There are programs and other avenues available to help those with limited cash. Like I said, there's tons of questions about real estate on the internet, so if you found this information useful, please press the subscribe because there's more videos to come. I'm Izzy, thanks for watching, have a good day.